Okay, today I'm going to take you through how to use the 62 using a different kind of looping. Now, before I took you through hold echo looping, being able to create a track from sounds, individual sounds, and build it up into a loop. Now I'm going to show you how to use it as an on-the-fly remixer, so that if you've got a track on there, you can grab different bits of it out and use it to create a different flavour of track and a bit of a remix track. Now, I'll show you the track I'm working with. I'll give a more in-depth explanation just after I've done this. So here's the track. It's a DJ Trouble track. It just drops straight into a loop after a vocal. So it just loops around like that. Now, I'm going to go straight into it and we'll see what happens. Sorry I didn't get the drop in there clean, but you get the idea. Now, what I'm actually doing, I'll explain to you really quickly. It's fairly easy. This gives you, like, you can do this in a number of different ways. What I've chosen is I've chosen the vocal from the start of the track. The vocal fits in the same pace as the track. So I've realised that if I take one word out of the vocal, then I can use it to create a vocal background to the track. And then from there I can use the drum beat of the tune, switch from one single vocal into a single bar, create a bar of a drum beat, and then create the remix track. So here's first of all me grabbing just the one vocal. So now, that's now on the sampler. And now, what I'm doing is I'm switching the 1:1 ratio to 4:1. I'll show you quickly. So I'm switching the 1:1 ratio, which it was on, to 4:1. Now, something to note is that when you switch upwards in pitch upwards in ratio, from the 1:1 ratio to 2:1 or 4:1 or 8:1 or 16:1, you do not have to press this switch in time when you do that switch. Now, if you go below, for now we'll leave it at that. You do not have to press it in time when you go this way. There is a time when you do have to press it in time, and I'll just explain that in a second. Okay. So now that we've got, our vocal going on a 1 bar, so there's a whole bar there. What I'm then going to do is kick the drum beat back in and use that parts of that drum beat cut in and out with a fader added to the loop. So now that's on there. Now what I'm doing is I'm switching the ratio back down. Now this, once you've created a 4/4 loop, when you're switching the ratio back down, this way is which way you push it, or you push it downwards, whichever is easiest choice for you. Some people might prefer downwards, some people might prefer left. Now when you push it to make the bar less than 1 bar, you will have to do it in time, and as you go down the beat differentials to get to 1/1 and then below there, I won't show you yet because it will just mess up the loop. So as you go below there, it will get much more important that you do the switch on time, and as you're doing the on time ride, you have to really do it on beat or on one of the beats of the bar, and it has to be on time. Now, otherwise it goes out. But if it does go out, I'll show you how you can throw it back in as well. Now, so we've got the loop going. So now what I'm going to do is switch the ratio down and make that 1 bar half a bar. I'm going to do it on the kick. So because that was a switch to half a bar, I could do it on the kick. Now for this next switch, I still want to grab the kick. So I have to hear the kick play, and then I have to grab it. So now I've got it on a 1 beat repeat. Now from here, it's at this point where I'm cue pointing back to my drums, and I'm using these drums from this 1 beat to bring a beat back into it. Okay, so now we've got that in phase. Now what I'm doing is on the beat time, I'm going to switch from the 1/1 ratio to the next ratio on, which is 3/4, the smaller ratio, and then I'm going to start chopping the beat. Oh, it's gone out of time a little bit, sorry, because it's half a bar. Now, I need to put the camera down to do this, sorry. Okay, so we'll drop the beat back in. So this is what we've got on our loop, and what we're doing is switching the beat joystick to grab different parts of that sound. So if we do it, so that's using the 1/1 ratio and the 3/4 ratio. Now we can go lower than that, but if we go lower than that and we leave it for too long, the whole loop will become the smallest differential. So when you're going lower, remember that if it starts to get fast, it will record that fastness onto the loop. Now we can grab a bit of it. I'll show you grabbing a little bit of it and bringing it back to the 1/1 before it gets too fast. But if we leave it and then try and go back, It does it on 3/4, and it keeps that. So now we go up to 2, like now as we go up in the loops, it's stored that, and so we can only go smaller. So if we go to 3/4, this is this loop 1 2. If we go smaller now it will pick it up again. Oh, sorry, it's the next one. And then from there, we can use the depth dial to just fade things out and then drop back into the track. Now there's a couple of other things you can do. Obviously when you've got that in phase, you can like play with the effect actually on the track when you're cutting it in and out. That'll create a nice little extra remix factor to it. Now anything I haven't explained or any questions, please ask and I'll endeavour to answer. Cheers.